Hello, everybody. We are back again this evening for another live chat. I have a special guest here with me today. Well, all my guests are very special, but this one in particular has an awesome story to share with you guys this evening. I'm so happy that she's here and willing to share all of the things about her weight loss journey. This is Miss Sussy. Did I pronounce your name right?
It's Susie.
Susie.
Yeah.
Just Susie, but just with two S's. I love the way you spell your name, though, Susie. So, this is Susie Hunter, and she is here to tell us a little bit about her weight loss journey. And she's lost a lot of weight, guys, and she has a great program that she used to be able to do that. And it wasn't just about her physical weight, it was mental, it was emotional, it was so many things that went into it. She shared a little bit of her testimony on our Girl Talk group a couple of times, and we've talked to her there. But I wanted to bring her on to talk to you guys a little personal today and kind of share her journey and share the things that she's been through in this journey to be a healthier her. And she looks beautiful today, and I've already told her that. So you guys give her a shout out in the comment because she's looking great today. Hair done, makeup on, she looks gorgeous. So anyway, I'll let you, Susie, tell them a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got started on your journey.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you so much. I really do. I love the Girl Talk page. I have a great time on it, always so encouraging. And so I'm thankful to be part of that. But like she said, my name is Susie Hunter. I am a pastor's wife, a mother of one. She is 8 years old. She's wonderful. And I'm busy all the time, running from thing to thing. And the biggest thing that I realized is that I had put myself on the back burner, as many moms have. The most important thing for us is to make sure our children are taken care of. And then after our children, it's our husband. And for me, I had the extra added thing where I had to make sure my church was taken care of and all of that kind of stuff. And your health and wellness is usually the last thing on that list. My story goes back so long. My heaviest weight was 330 pounds. I had been married to my husband for 3 years. We've been trying to have a baby, couldn't get pregnant. And I lost some weight in 2011. I lost about 60 pounds and got pregnant with our daughter. So we brought her home on our fourth wedding anniversary. But I stayed about 300 pounds for 8 years, 7 years, however long,
Wow.
from when she was born up until just when I lost the weight. Um, but she, like I said, you just take care of your kid. That's what you're doing. You're not focusing on trying to get that weight back down. You just focusing on trying to get your child, reared and then send them off to school and that. But in January of 2019, I after playing with my health for years, I mean, you always say you're trying something, always trying all the different things for about a week or two, and then you
Yes.
quit it. So in January of 2019, I went to a new doctor. We just moved up here, and he had diagnosed me diabetic. After
Mm.
years of being pre-diabetic, toying around with that and always saying you're going to do better, he finally just dropped it and he said you're diabetic and we need to get you on some medicine.
Mm.
So I didn't change anything. January 2019, I didn't change a thing. And then come May, he doubled my medicine and
Mm.
he put my husband, who was also overweight, on insulin.
Oh,
And so
wow.
that's when we were like, we need to get serious. Like it's getting serious. He doubled my medicine. He put you on insulin. Like we need to do something now if we want to change this. He basically sat us down and said, the rate you're going, there's literally nothing that can change this. Right.
Mm.
And so we tried eating healthier. We didn't have any specific plan at first when we started. We just were trying to eat less, eat more vegetables, just kind of that thing. And I lost that summer from May to September, I lost 25 pounds. But my husband didn't lose anything. In fact, he gained a few pounds. And so when we went to our doctor's appointment, we were like, so what's going on? And the doctor said, your sugars are great. Everybody's doing good. Your numbers are coming down. And Wes was like, well, how come my sugar is still out of control? Or not my sugar, my weight is still out of control. And the doctor said, well, I put you on insulin. He said, insulin will help you pull your sugar down, but it turns your sugar into fat.
Oh,
So here
wow.
we are trying to lose weight, and really we're fighting against the medicine that the doctor put him on. Right.
Mm.
And
Wow.
so my daughter went off to school and we decided, okay, you know what? You know what we're missing? We're missing exercise. That's the thing we're missing. So we're going to start getting into the gym. So my
Mm-hmm.
husband and I started working out. I From September to November, I lost probably 10 pounds or so, and he wasn't losing anything again. And so he started stressing out about it. And I'd heard from my friend Heather, she was on Facebook posting the same kind of stuff like I've been posting, you've been seeing, that
Yeah.
she lost 122 pounds. And I'm like, what is going on here? Like, how is she losing all
Yeah.
this weight? Like, what are you doing?
Right.
And so she filled us in on what she was doing. And at the time, we could only afford for one of us to do the program. So he was in more dire need than I was. I was still losing weight with the trying to eat healthy and working out. And so he started on program in November of 2019.
Mhm.
And he, over the holidays, lost 25 pounds. And I was
Wow.
like, and I gained over the holidays, just like most of us do, right? I gained probably 5 pounds over the holidays, less than what I normally had gained. I usually gain about 10 pounds on the holidays. And so I was like, okay, listen, I was like, you're passing the amount of weight that I've lost in 6 months in 2 months. I was like, I need to figure out what you're doing so that we can do it together.
Yeah.
And in February of 2020, I got on plan as well. And
Hmm.
so I have lost a total, so 30 pounds when my daughter was born, a little bit of weight before I started the program, but I've lost a total of 136 pounds.
Wow. That's
I'm standing
crazy.
at 194 right now, and I hope to be in the 180s for Christmas. But I hadn't seen the number one in front of my weight since middle school. Like I
Wow.
remember weighing 183 in earth science class when they were trying to figure out how much my weight would be in Mars and how much it would be on different planets and stuff. Like I remember stepping on that scale and I didn't step on it for like another 4 years because I was just so mortified by
Right.
that. But we have found that this program, with all the things going on, I started it like he started it right at Christmas and November, Thanksgiving time, and he still
Right.
lost weight. And I started it right before quarantine. God
Mm.
knew that I was going to need this right
Right.
before quarantine. Because let me
So
tell you,
so was
no,
it
you go ahead.
hard for you guys to stop, because I know that you said that y'all you were diagnosed as a diabetic and you both were living that lifestyle. How hard was it for you to break away from eating all that other food that you had previously been consuming? Was it like a just like a cold turkey moment, or did you do a little by little?
I think for us, it was a sobering moment when the doctor basically tells you, like, I have nothing else for you.
Wow.
Like, you kind of just say, okay, well, it's time. Like, I
Yeah.
can't do this anymore. Be honest with you, I had already been stressing about how long we'd have my husband with me.
Wow.
We were in our mid 30s, and thankfully he didn't get hospitalized or anything, but some of our friends that we knew had, and they had the same kind of issues he was having. And so I was like, what's going to happen in the next few years? Like, how are we going to do this? And then the doctor tells you there's no other course of action other than to put you on this medicine. Like, you do whatever you can to try to figure something out. So was it
Mm.
difficult? Absolutely. It was not easy. I still have cravings to this day, and I've been on the program since February, right? I still want my daughter's snacks. My daughter eats like a regular child. I don't make her eat um, crazy Optavia snacks just because we're on the program, right?
Right,
I
right,
make sure that she gets vegetables. I make sure that she gets meat, but I also let her have mashed potatoes. She eats chips at school when we send her lunch to school. She has hot pockets. She eats like a child. She eats, what kids eat, cookies,
right.
whatever, and all of that's in my house
Yeah.
at all times. Like I have to shop for that. But there comes a moment in your life where you have to decide if you're interested in doing something or if you're committed to doing it. I'm not
Mm.
interested in getting healthy. I am committed to getting healthy.
Wow, absolutely. And that's so important. I think when you get to that point where you just absolutely have to do it. I know that your obviously your health was a major motivator for you
Absolutely.
and it made you want to get in there and just really get that weight off. And I've been in that season where I just, where especially when you go into motherhood and your body changes and you just feel so overwhelmed and overworked. So what I know you said you started working out too, right? Getting in there and getting to the gym. How was that trying to balance being a mom and working, doing I know that you guys pastor a church, is that right too? So you
Yeah.
you pastor a church, you're a new brand mom and you're out here on this weight loss journey. How were you able to balance all that?
Fortunately, my daughter is in school. So,
Okay.
we have that time where she's at school where I worked part time to pay for our program when I first started. So that did get in the way sometimes. So it was very it was more stressful at the beginning for sure, because I wasn't able to focus all my time and all of my energy on the
Mm-hmm.
exercise and the eating. But when quarantine hit, everything stopped. You can't
Mm-hmm.
go nowhere. I couldn't work out anymore. My daughter is now home.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't control what was going on outside my house, and my daughter didn't handle quarantine well. She was 7 years old at the time, and she's 8 now, and she's very social. She's very everything has to be, do. School is school, home is home, church is church. Why is all of this come to a stop? We couldn't have church services anymore, and now she's home all the time and having to do school at home. And so there were days where she literally just sobbed all day. And then if she wasn't
Mm-hmm.
sobbing all day, she was yelling at us at how angry she was about
Wow.
quarantine and COVID and all that. And so now I can't control what's going on outside my house. I
Mm.
can't control most days what's going on inside my house. The only thing I could control at that point was myself, how I reacted to the situation, and what I was putting in my body.
Wow.
God said, stop everything and pay attention to what's going on right here.
Right. So the world freezing and stopping and having to quarantine was probably a major help for you to be able to
It
slow down and
It really
freeze.
was. It really was. And it was the only thing that kept me sane, honestly. I remember the first week she was home, everything was upside down. Like I didn't know what to do. We didn't know what was next. We were canceling service. We didn't know how long that was going to have to be. I mean, everything felt like one of those stand machines that you just turn upside down and everything is just
Yeah.
going nuts.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it was just I was a mess. I didn't stay on program that whole week, and then finally when that next Monday came around and they told us, this is going to be a longer thing than just 1 week.
Right.
I told my husband, I was like, I cannot continue like this.
Yeah.
At that point, I had started coaching to try to get some clients so that I could continue to pay for my food and potentially not have that part-time job that I was doing. And so I had to be accountable to not only my coach, but to my clients. I think I had 2 or 3 clients at the time. And so how am I going to tell them you can do it when I'm over here stress eating?
Struggling. Right.
Right.
Man.
And so that's one thing I love about this program. There is accountability everywhere.
Mm.
There's so many times that you can easily quit quietly on other things. Even Weight Watchers, the girl Weight Watchers don't know me. And
Right.
I've done Weight Watchers. I lost weight on Weight Watchers. I just didn't stick to it, just like everything else.
Right.
And so the girl's not going to come call me. And even if she does, she doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know her.
Right.
But if my friend Heather, who introduced me to this program, is like, where you been? Like, why are you ghosting me? How come you didn't make your order this month? Like, what's going on? She knows that I'm not doing it right.
Right. Exactly.
And then what about my clients? Like, hey, I haven't seen you post any weight loss here lately. What's going on? Like, are you not doing it anymore? So then why would I do it?
Mm.
And so there's so much motivation for me to keep going, not only now for my daughter, because when I hit, let me be honest with you, when I hit under 200 pounds, that was amazing. I haven't been under, like I said, I haven't seen a 1 since middle school in front of my face. And so I
Right.
was looking good. I'm looking good. I'm in a large, I'm in a size 14 pant. Like I'm feeling good. I'm feeling
Yeah.
great. It is hard to keep going at
Yeah.
first because you're feeling amazing. Like you feel the best you've ever felt. Like you've got everything going on. And then like, I'm not giving myself, if I stop here, I'm not giving myself the opportunity to be healthy for the first time in my entire adult life.
Right. And it's just so much. And I know I was getting ready to ask you how was the support, but you already talked a little bit about that support of having friends. How important is it to have people around you to support you? Because I know it may be people out here struggling who don't have a support system, who nobody is pushing. What Tell me about your experience with that, or how could it be helpful to other folks?
Well, the program that I'm on is called Optavia, and they have a four-pronged approach, right? So we have, not only do you have your coach,
Mhm.
you have a community. So I have a Facebook page called Journey to Freedom, and it is my coach's Facebook page with all of our clients, all of our current clients, her coach's clients. And what I love about that is that we share when we're struggling. We share different recipes. We share our joys. Like when people hit that Wonderland, we call it, when people hit that, people share on there like, hey, I just hit Wonderland for the first time in 20 years, and we get to celebrate people. So it feels
Right.
good to have that community behind us. And the fourth component, or the third component, is a book. I didn't hit on the third one. The third component is our book that we have. It's called The Habits of Health. And not only does it explain our program for you, but it actually teaches you how to get off the program once you hit your
Mm.
maintenance. And then the last one is our food, the food component. But the first two are really the ones that are the accountability. We
Mm.
have our Facebook group, and I post on there pretty regularly. We have a ton of recipes on there. I know you're part of one that we have that has recipes on there as
Mhm.
well, and a lot of before and after pictures and that kind of stuff. It's so much encouragement from so many different places. I post on my Facebook to keep, not only because I know Heather, I know her well, but she's not
Yeah.
my mom, she's not my sisters, she's not people who've known me since high school. And to
Right.
post that on my Facebook and say like I made a video saying I'm going to be under 200 pounds for my birthday. That is the best thing I could give myself for my 36th birthday, was to be under 200 pounds. And I was stressing the week before trying to get to this number. I'm telling you, I was telling my husband, I had 2 weeks still, and I was telling him, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it. And he's like, stop stressing about it. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. And sure enough, 1 week before my birthday, I hit 199.8.
Wow.
Yep.
That's so awesome though. That feeling of like I finally
Girl,
made it. Oh my goodness.
it's
Man,
amazing. It's amazing.
yeah, it's just like, like that transformation. I remember when before I had my daughter, I lost 100 pounds.
Right.
And when I had kids, I literally gained back like almost all of that weight. But when I got out of, because I was like over 300 pounds too. I was in
Yeah.
that 300-pound club, and I had been there for a while. Like that was my lifestyle. That's just how I rolled,
Yep.
and I had made myself comfortable there. And I support people that are plus size who feel comfortable about
Yeah.
themselves, because I think it's stigmatism that people, just because you're big you feel low. That's not always
Mm-mm.
the case that you feel low. But for me, I had worked on myself over the years to, like, kind of like get my self-esteem up and be who I am. But on the same token, trying to fight myself to change and still try to keep my self-esteem in a good place. So it's a real shaky place to be in when you're trying to be confident in who you are as a woman, but also literally trying to destroy who you are right now because it's unhealthy. Does that make
Yep.
sense? And so trying to get that balance together for me. And then the devastation that you feel when you gain the weight back. Oh my God, that was just so much for me. Still reeling from it. And just being able to know. But I've been in that place when you finally hit a goal. And I remember last year on my birthday, I was like, I gotta, I was trying to get to this number. I was trying to get, I think maybe we were in like the 10 pound, because I was giving myself 10 pounds a month. And when I
Right.
hit the goal, it was like euphoria. I'm like, oh, and of course, the first thing you want to do is go eat something. I'm like, wow, I eat something. You shouldn't be doing that. But anyway, how do you reward yourself when you do hit these milestones, or you do accomplish these small goals to go up to your big goal?
Well, let me tell you, my bank account is feeling it. I'm just going to tell you that right now, because my poor husband, he's so precious. My husband is so supportive, and he's so beautiful, and he's so kind, but he lets me go a little bit wild sometimes because we don't go out to eat the way we
Yeah.
used to. Like we still go out. I go out every Sunday. Don't let me lie to you about that. That's not what I meant. I go out every Sunday after church. We go out to eat, but I stick to my food. I stick to what I can have at the restaurant. It's usually like a taco salad or a steak salad or chicken with green beans on the side, something like that.
Yeah.
And so I can't eat out to eat. That's not what I'm talking about. But what I'm talking about is like I don't go in like I used to. You
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. I
saying?
already know what
Like
you're talking
I'm
about.
not at
Yeah.
the hibachi trying to get me some food every time I lose 10 pounds, because what's that gonna do for me? For
Exactly.
my birthday, we had been on program perfect since August the 6th. And I'm telling you this because I know, because my in-laws were in town. So
Yeah.
August the 6th, we went out to eat, and then my birthday was October 15th. And I decided if I got down to 199, I was gonna go, not all out, but I was gonna go eat for my birthday, right? So I
Hmm.
had gone off plan before for like a dinner or something like that, but the rest of my day I'd stay on program. Well, for my birthday, I went off program for 2 days, and in 2 days I gained 8 pounds.
What?
I was so
It's
swollen.
fast.
I was so swollen I couldn't even put my fingers together because you don't realize how much salt you eat every day until
Mm,
you get off of all of that.
mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it took me like 2 weeks to get back to 199.
Wow.
And so with Thanksgiving coming up, I talked to my coach about it. I was like, I can't do that again. And I talked to my husband about it because we talked about, jumping off for Thanksgiving and all that kind of stuff. I was like, if I get off, it'll be for like maybe a few bites or something for the meal. I was like, but I'm not doing the whole day. I can't. I can't afford to go back that much. Like I started October at 203 and I ended it at 200.
Mm,
Whereas I'd been losing consistently 10 pounds a month, 7 pounds a month. It wasn't a wash, thank God, but still, like I had to crawl back those 8 pounds that I gained for what?
exactly.
I buy myself clothes now. Like I said, I'm in a large. We just got a Burlington in town, so that's gonna save me some money because I was going, a little bit more expensive with the Stitch Fix and all that kind of stuff. But the
Exactly.
Burlington, it be having some nice stuff over there.
And
So
and talk so a lot of people, because like me and you are talking, and obviously I'm plus size, and I know that you've been there and you're in the going away, but a lot of people don't understand how some of the downsides to being overweight is that you can't fit stuff in normal stores.
mm-mm,
And so when you go into a department store or regular stores at the mall or whatever, those stores don't supply your size. And
mm-mm.
so like tell me a little bit about, I know my experience or whatever, but tell me about yours. Like how did that make you feel when you were shopping and you couldn't find anything, and now to be able to go and just pick up a shirt? That
Well,
itself
let me touch that too because we had talked about that and I meant to hit that back. When I was
yeah.
overweight, I was happy. Like I'm still overweight, but when I was
Yeah.
330 pounds, I was happy. And when I was 300
Hmm.
pounds, I was happy. I had my daughter, I had my husband. We were working at a church. I was happy. There was
Yeah.
nothing about that made me unhappy. But there is a confidence that I have found being 194 pounds because I conquered something that ruled my life every day.
Wow.
It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the weight. It has nothing to do even with the medicines I was on, honestly. It has nothing
Hmm.
to do with that. But what it has to do with for me is that I am defeating something that I thought I could never get past. Like I thought I could never live without potatoes or that I could never live without fried foods or that I could never live without this and that. But like the truth is we are dependent on those things. And when we let all that go, you feel like a beast.
Yeah.
There is a different confidence that I have now, knowing that I can conquer the world.
Wow. Yeah. It's just wow.
It's
It's
amazing. But anyway, so back to the clothes thing. It used to be very demoralizing. Like even I'd go shopping with some of my friends and they were in probably like 20s, so they weren't
yeah.
small, but I was in like a 26, 28. Like I was in like the largest size you could find at Lane Bryant.
Yeah.
you know and so I'd go into TJ Maxx, Target, and they have 3X, but guess what, they're not the Lane Bryant 3X.
Yeah.
And so I would go in there trying to try this stuff on because I'm thinking it's my size, like this is supposed to be my size, and it didn't fit.
Mm,
And that
yeah.
and that killed because I couldn't buy. I had to order everything online in Lane Bryant. I have a Lane Bryant credit card. I've had it for years and years, and now I'm not. I don't even think I can shop there anymore.
Right.
It's It's
And that's a
crazy.
goal. That's a non skill victory right there.
Yeah.
It just it's so many though, that we go through and stuff like that that a lot of people don't even realize. Like I was saying before, they don't think about it because they never had that struggle.
Right.
I know. Like a couple of summers ago, I was getting ready to go fly, right? So those seat belts for everybody else are perfect, right? Into your plus size or over plus size, where you have to ask for an extender
Yeah.
because that thing is too small. You cannot fit it in like and it's like never a right time to tell a lady, the flight attendant, that you're overweight and you need an extender. So it's just like this, especially when you're flying alone, because obviously the
Yep.
person to the left and right or whoever's in the seat, they see you needing that extender, and it's embarrassing.
It is.
That for me, I remember the first time I had to fly without an extender. That was a huge deal. Like I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I don't need an extender belt. I don't
Yeah.
have to have that. But like that's a reality for people that are overweight, something that people don't think about. But yeah, it's truly a lot, you know, in the movie
Yeah,
theater seats when you're in there trying to put your cup holder down and you can't get the cup holder down because you know, the cup holder is like literally um in your thigh.
strangling you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You know, so it's just so many things, you
so
know.
many.
It's so much to it all.
Well,
We get
we figured out the perfect time to ask for the seatbelt extender is when you're getting on the plane, because you know the flight attendants are right there at the door, and so you're like,
yeah.
"Excuse me, I'm gonna need a seatbelt extender," and then they come find you. You don't
Right.
have to find them; they come find you. So that's when we
Yeah.
figured out was the perfect time. But I
Right.
had my sisters and I, we went to Universal. When was this? Summer of my daughter was born. So I think it was summer of 2013, 2014. We went to
Hmm.
Universal Studios. We were checking out the rides, and I was so excited. We went to Harry Potter World. I couldn't fit on any of the rides
Mm.
except the train, because you just sit in a train,
Yeah.
right? But like I couldn't experience any of that. And my daughter at the time when I first started this was 7 and going on 8, and I honestly was starting to think like, what are we gonna do
Yeah.
when she wants to go to an amusement park? And I got her and her friends, and none of the adults can ride with them.
Yeah.
Like my husband was in a 6X,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
so he's even bigger than me. Like I could sometimes slip into some stuff at the time, but not him. Like there was no chance he was going to get in on any of it. And then
Right.
this for my daughter's birthday, we decided to bless her and 4 of her friends, and we went to something called Great Wolf Lodge. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's kind of like an indoor water park
Oh,
here in
okay.
town,
Hmm.
and we were going up. She's never done wanted to do any of this. She's, like I said, she's only just now 8, so she's never
Right.
wanted to do any of this. And so we were at this water park, and she decided she wanted to do the big slides, and I was like, okay, all right, we're gonna do it. And
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
I could hear them over the loudspeaker saying that for the 2 people, the weight limit was 450 pounds, but for one, it was 250 pounds. And I couldn't have done that before I started this program.
Wow. Exactly. And more things that people don't think about, you know. I mean, it's really real, you know. And even growing up, when I was in like high school and stuff, and I would go to like the state fairs and stuff with the friends, like, and some of the rides would have like those things that come over your shoulders or they press down
Hmm.
on your thighs. I could never get the thing to close. And like at one point I just said, I'm just not and I'm scared of heights, so it kind of made it easier for me to avoid getting on the rides or whatever. So I would use that for an excuse. But
Hmm.
really, I was not getting on the rides because I was too big for the ride. Like I couldn't,
Right.
thing wouldn't shut. And I didn't want to deal with maybe it'll fit, maybe it won't, because then it's that moment. And I remember being so anxious and like my anxiety going to 100 with
Absolutely.
everything,
Absolutely.
everything, even the little spin things at concerts. You know, the little as you go through the gates and they spin sometime, and it's like you got to kind of get
You
your
got to
thigh
turn
together.
sideways,
Yeah.
squeeze
I'm
through.
like,
Yeah.
oh Lord, here we go. Is this gonna work? Is this gonna work? Like you never knew what the outcome was gonna be. So like my anxiety would
Yeah.
always be constant. Like my nerves was bad everywhere I went. Like it was terrible. And it seemed like everywhere you go, like it's something that you don't know what it is until you get there and you realize you're too
Yep.
big for it. So it must be a relief, you know. I mean, that's on another flip side, besides the fact that you're healthier, you feel good, you look good. Some of those non-scale victories are coming into play too.
Yeah.
Like this stuff.
I just went to Burlington. Like I told you, we just went the other day, and I bought thigh high boot, not thigh high, knee high boots, and they
Yeah,
weren't the ones I needed to buy special.
right. With the
They were just the ones
extender.
on the floor. I had 3 pairs of boots that were extra wide calf. Can't wear them.
Mm,
So I was able to
exactly.
buy though like $24 boots as opposed to $60 boots, because I was able to fit into just a regular size at the store.
See,
You
it's
know,
just
but
so much.
there's so many things, and with your daughter coming up, you know what I mean? She's going to want to get on those rides. We got to think
Exactly.
about that. That was a real thing for me. That was a real thing because I already had been turned down at just recently, just in 2013, 14, turned down telling me I didn't fit the rides. I knew. And let me tell you one thing, I'm afraid of heights, but
Hmm.
being smaller, you feel more secure in the things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like she wanted to do all the slides, and I was like, I guess we'll see. And I wasn't as scared as I would have been. I promise you,
Exactly.
because I felt secure. Like I knew that this was gonna hold me. I knew that this was meant for my weight capacity. And I knew that my daughter was going to have a good time and she was going to remember that I was able to go on those things with her and that we did it. And there was nothing that we didn't do.
Wow, so good. That is so good too, especially and too, like, with everything I think you're completely right. That might be why I don't like doing stuff, because I'm scared it won't hold me.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
I don't want to
100%.
be launched into the air on something that I feel like is dangerous. And it's
Right.
dangerous because I feel like it's I'm gonna break it, or even though I know I physically probably couldn't because it's metal or whatever the case may be,
It's still
it
in our
still
brain.
feels dangerous. Yeah, it feels real dangerous because I know I'm heavy. Like, so if I get in this and gets to spinning me around in circles and yanking back and forth, I don't feel like, and you hear the stuff like creaking, when you
Hmm.
get on it. I'm like, what in the world? Like, I am not getting on this thing. I don't trust my weight. So yeah, that might be a huge thing. And I know we
It
heard so
changed for
much.
me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's so much about like all the stuff that we heard. So tell us a little bit about this program. Like, exactly what do we need to do to get involved in this program, and what is it that we need to be signing up for?
Sure. Okay. So the program's called Optavia. And like I said, my husband started over Thanksgiving last year and he was not perfect over the holidays. He wasn't. He ate Thanksgiving dinner, but he was more moderate than he would have been the year before. And he ate at my mom's house. He ate at his mom's house for Christmas time, right? We were home for, I think, we're usually home for about 10 days. And he ate fine at my mom's. And I saw him eating all that and he still lost 25 pounds, right? And
Mm,
so, and then I started the program in February, like I said. And what it is it basically teaches you portion control.
mm,
So the first thing is people don't eat enough. And then when they do eat, they eat all at once, right? How many times have you waited until lunchtime to eat or dinner time to eat, and then all of a sudden you're starving, so you eat whatever you can find and way too much of it, right?
right.
So our program is called, like I said, it's called Optavia. We eat 6 times a day. 5 of those foods come from the program, and we're responsible for just one meal a day of 5 to 7 ounces of lean meat, depending on what the meat is. So, for example, beef or a burger, you get 5 ounces of that because it's heavier in fats. But if you chose a leaner meat like shrimp or tuna, you'd get a 7 ounce serving of that, plus two
Okay.
healthy fats. And then you get 3 servings of vegetables to go with that. So that kind of rounds out your day. You
Mm,
don't have to measure any of your fuelings. You just eat those every 2.5 to 3 hours. So I start my day at 7:30. I get up around 7:15, and you want to eat that first thing within 30 minutes of you getting up because that starts your fire and your metabolism. And then
mm,
from there, you want to eat every 2.5 to 3 hours because the metaphor we like to use is that you don't start a fire first thing in the morning, expect it to run all day without refueling that fire.
right.
And
Right.
that's why we call our things fuelings because they're fueling our metabolism to continue to burn all day.
Exactly. Hmm.
So we eat 5 of those fuelings. You can eat them at any different, like I like to eat my brownie. I have a brownie that is like my favorite thing. I still haven't gotten sick of it. I eat it every day, sometimes twice a day, to be honest with you. That's my absolute favorite thing. I could have that for breakfast if I wanted. I can have it for any time of the day. So I tend to do that at like 10 o'clock with my coffee, and I tend to do it at like 3 o'clock right before I go pick up my daughter. So if I
Right.
do 2 times. So we do that, and but it's really just the simplest thing I've ever done because, like I said, everything's spelled out for you. Even the lean and green meal, we call it, everything is spelled out. Like I know that if I'm going to eat, for example, turkey, if
Yeah.
it's lean turkey, then I get 6 ounces of it. If it's chicken, I get 6 ounce chicken breast, I get 6 ounces of that. Everything, if I'm doing green beans, I get so many grams of that or half a cup of green beans. So everything, we have books that explain all of that and tell us exactly what we need to do. Like it is all spelled out. There's no questions that you have. And if you find something that's more difficult, like if you're having a hard time grasping a concept, that's why you have a coach,
Mm,
because your coach sticks with you for the first few days, especially. I call my clients the first 4 days to make sure that there's not any questions that they have, make sure that they're not confused about a measurement of something. And I kind of walk them through that first week hand in hand. And then after that, I check in about weekly just to make sure there's not anything they need from me, to see if they have anything that they want. Like I have a few clients who've turned into coaches for me. And let me tell you, this is not a multi-level marketing company. The difference between us and a multi-level marketing company is that I don't need coaches. That's number one. That's not how I make my money. And I don't get a discount for signing up as a coach. That's one thing that grasps a lot of people on those multi-level marketings is that, well, if this item is $15, I can get it for 5 if I sign up as a coach or
Oh,
whatever. With us, that's not the case. You pay the exact same thing that you pay when you're a client or whether you're a coach because you're paying for food.
right,
And so, and the other difference is that the person who, so I get the most amount of money from my clients.
right.
So
So
I get a certain
meals
percentage of,
they're already pre-packaged and pre-cooked for you.
it actually comes in different ways. So it comes in like several different ways. So the first way it comes in is like if you get a bar, right? So it comes in a
Yeah,
bar. And then they come also in like sticks. Like so like we have cinnamon sticks, we have honey mustard sticks, they come in stick form. We have cereals, they come in cereal form, you want circle. And then we have a lot of items come in powder. And the reason why we do it that way is because it lowers the amount of preservatives that we need to have in our foods. So we don't send anything frozen. We don't have anything that has an incredible amount of salt just so that it keeps it fresh.
right.
So like we have mashed potatoes that come in a packet, so you just add water, mix. We have soups that come in a packet, you just add water, mix. Shakes come in a packet, you just add water, shake. Our brownie comes in a packet, you just add water, mix it, put it in the microwave. So that's how it comes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
nothing is frozen. We also have some completely green meals that I offer to some of my busier clients. It is an extra cost, so that's why I don't offer it a lot because I don't want people to think I'm just trying to make money off of them because I don't care anything about that. My
Yeah.
business is at a place right now where I don't need any more clients. I was able to quit my part-time job. I'm able to supplement some of my husband's income with this COVID and all that. I'm able to
Right.
help him do that. We're and this is just we're one of the highest payers in our church right now because we are so blessed,
Right.
and only God could do that.
Right.
So I don't need clients. I want to partner with people right now because I want them to feel the freedom that I feel today.
Right.
My husband, like I said, I don't know if I said he's in a 3X now. Like we just bought him clothes at Burlington
Wow. From a
where he
six
could
X, you
only,
said, right?
yes, yes.
Okay.
He could only
That's
shop
crazy.
at DXL, and it was like if we found a 6X, we were lucky.
Wow. And that's like that's the plus size men's store, right? Like,
Oh, that's like past the plus size. Yeah, the DXL is yeah. That's like
yeah.
the biggest. Like king size is the only other thing, and that's only like a catalog. But like
Wow.
we went to Burlington. I bought him clothes at J.C. Penney the other day. He was like,
Wow,
I
that's
can't tell you
crazy.
the last time that I shopped at
Yeah.
a department store. This
That's
is the smallest
crazy.
that we've ever been together.
So
Like when I got
how's hubby feeling? Your husband feeling really good about all this too, I'm sure.
he he's not as vocal as I am, obviously, because
Yeah.
I'm just out there a lot with all my stuff. So he's a little bit more private, but he'll tell me all the time how great it is to be the way,
Mm,
like to be where we are right now. Like he picked up some leaves the other day. It took him like an hour, and he was like, I couldn't do that before. He was like, I
wow.
would have to take a break halfway or 15 minutes in because I just couldn't do it.
Mm, yeah. So it is so good that y'all doing it together because I mean that's your helpmate, your helpmeet, and
Absolutely.
in this thing with you. So it's good when there's nobody else in the house eating the bad food,
Yeah.
and having you want to sneak over and get it too to be able to partner like that together. That's awesome. I know it is.
It helps most days, but he's a little bit more loose sometimes too than I am because he has so much like he can lose weight faster because he has so much weight to lose, right? And
Right,
so he
right.
gets a little loose sometimes and with my daughter's food, and I'm like, listen, sir,
Leadership, right?
I need you to help me because that is looking a little too good for me right now, sir.
Right.
So it can definitely be a blessing most days, but some days it's difficult. So you have to make that decision for yourself.
Right.
Like that
Mm,
decision to not lick the Cheeto dust off my fingers when I just gave my daughter her Cheetos,
right.
or not to lick the ketchup off my finger that I got on there from putting it on her hot dog. Like those are decisions that I have to make daily because I make her lunch every day for school.
Right.
We make her dinner every night. We have to decide that for ourselves, individually as well. Like, and there's some days that I won't, doesn't usually happen, but let's say, for example, there may be a day when I get off plan and he wants to stay on.
Right.
you know, and so we have to decide that for ourselves. So it is definitely amazing that he helps me with it, but there's also some days that you have to figure that strength out for yourself.
Exactly. Not depending on everybody else to do it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, let's
Um,
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Okay. Well, I
I
was
was
just
gonna
gonna say
ask.
too. You go
Go
ahead. You go ahead.
ahead.
You go. You go. You go.
Okay. My next question is I know you told us a little bit about like kind of what the meals are, or kind of what they consist of. So how would you go about being able to get the coach or start the program if you decided, hey, this sounds great. I love the idea of doing this, and I want these types of results. Where would I go to be able to, enroll or start a program?
Absolutely. So the thing is, whoever your coach is so important. I have several friends of mine who are my clients, and then I have friends. Like one of my clients came up to me and she was like, "Listen, I have a friend of mine who's been on program for this many months, and her coach hasn't even gotten a hold of her after she ordered her food." So
Wow.
and I, like I said, I stick very close to my clients. Like I take it very seriously because this is my full time job now.
Right.
Not only, and they're my friends. Like these are my people. Like I'm not gonna leave you out there. Like I want you to be success story too. Like not just me. Like I'm not trying to do this just for me anymore.
Right.
Like I have my mother-in-law's on the program with me, my husband's on the program, my sister's on the program with me. I have multiple cousins who are on the program with me. Some of my best friends, like there are people I genuinely care about getting healthy on this program with me.
Right. Right.
And so I'm not going to leave him out there like that. So it is so important who you get to be your coach. My personal website is hunter.optavia.com. That's just my last name, hunter.optavia.com. But the easiest thing is for you to reach out to me personally. If you want me to coach you, I will be more than happy to do that, and I will treat you like my own.
Okay.
I have several people who I have gotten referred to me from my clients. For example, I have a mother. I have two sisters who are on my program, and she is the mother-in-law of one of my clients now. So I met her through her, and then Jamie, the girl who I met through her mom-in-law, introduced me to her friend, and so now I'm coaching like a third person I've never met in my whole life. So like it's like that far down, but I'm not going to treat her any different than I
Right.
would my mother-in-law because I'm in this. I'm invested.
Right.
Like I want this to be successful for you because I have a 100% success rate. I have coached over 40 people through this program and it has worked 100% of the time.
Wow. That's awesome. Wow. So we need something that work because I know it's so many diets and different fad things. And I think at the end of the day, it's all about your diet and just doing the work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because a lot of people, whether even if you get surgery, and not that I'm against people who get surgery, because I know it's
No.
sometimes it's an emergency situation where you would have to, or you need the assistance losing weight, because even surgery still work. But I think a lot of people think that it's a pill or a magic potion out there that's gonna get you there. It's not. It's really just changing your diet and working out. Basically burning more calories than you take in. It looks like you guys are being able to guide people to be able to do that, because sometimes you need guidance. We can't keep up with our own self and our own lives, less known, just like you get coached to do anything else well, whether it's a singing coach, a basketball coach, or whatever the case may be. This is a weight loss coach or a health coach, someone who will get you to where you need to be. So I think that's great. I love the concept of the program because it's really just using what we already know, which is to eat healthy and to work out and to maintain that and be consistent with that, because consistency is key. It was key for me because I tried a million things, but when I got consistent
Absolutely.
about something, it worked. Lo and behold, when you work out every single day, it actually works. It's just showing up for yourself every day, and it sounds like that's exactly what this program will do. Is to just have someone there with you, showing up for the same thing every day, consistently, and getting those results. So yeah, I love it. I like it. I love the idea of it. And so like even with that, we'll put information that you gave in the comments as well, so people can contact you, reach out to you. And then my last thing was, what is your best advice for folks that even if they don't join your program or may not be ready yet? What's your best advice out there for folks who are trying to lose weight or struggling with this weight loss journey?
I would say do it for you. I think that the most important thing when you're trying to get to a goal is, like I said, you need to be committed, not interested.
Hmm.
If you're interested in doing something, you're curious about it and you're working towards it, but you need to be committed to yourself, committed to your reason why you started this in the first place. That's one big thing for sure is remind yourself why you started this. I started this, my husband, he inspired me and it changed one of my reasons why. He told me that one of his big reasons, and this is what I strive to every day, is that when we're believers, right?
Yeah.
And he said that when he meets the Lord, he doesn't want to leave anything on the table. He said
Mm.
that he doesn't want anything on this earth to hold him back from what he's doing. And he said that his weight potentially could hold him back from doing something. And I want to make sure that when I meet my Lord, that I have done everything and nothing held me back.
Wow. Absolutely. Because it really does, though.
It does.
It
It really
really
does.
does. Yeah, and I think I don't think people know that, but it's just like you may be in the slums in that situation mentally because it's a mental thing more than it is
Hmm.
physical. And I think that's where it starts. It starts in the mind, because the mind is a battlefield, and and the Bible talks about how we are renewed by our thoughts and by the things that we meditate on. When we meditate on those things day and night, and when we think that we're defeated, when you go into a situation defeated, you feel like you're going to lose. And for me, it was always mental. I would start my prep for my weight loss months before I ever got on the treadmill. And it started in my mind, like, I can do this. Like, I literally had to talk myself down. I remember at the beginning of this year, I did a Daniel's fast. But previous to doing my Daniel's fast, starting January 1st, I had started back in October thinking about the Daniel's fast, thinking about what I would purchase and preparing my mind and my heart to be able to go without meat. And I even did pre-test where I would go 2 or 3 days and not eat the meat and just to see if I could do it, and to prepare myself. So it's a lot of preparation. If you're going to win a race, you have to prepare for the race, right?
Absolutely.
And so I would always prepare. So like if you're going to get ready to do, anything you want to prep for. So I used to prep my meals too, a week ahead, prep all my food out and have it laid out. So when I got hungry, I knew exactly what I was going to eat. Just like I planned out my clothes for the day or planned out what I was going to wear, I planned out what I was going to eat and how I was going to eat it and when I was going to eat it. And it was important. All those things came into play for me because all of it equaled up to what I needed to do to get healthy. Food started to matter, whereas it didn't before. You know what I mean? And I figured out another thing that I learned about food is that everything that you eat has a nutritional value to your body. It's not just out there hanging out being delicious, even though some stuff is delicious. It has a reason behind everything you eat. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm eating this protein, this is what it's going to do to my body. I don't know all of the
Right.
different terminology for every little thing, but I remember researching and learning about like if you eat this certain food, it will do this to your body. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, okay. I just thought that was delicious. So I was just eating it. You know what I mean? I didn't really think
Yeah.
about what it was doing to my body or how it would impact me or whatever. And it just, and all of that knowledge, I'm saying all that to say that preparation will get you to the place that you need to be.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that the diet that you guys, not the diet, but like the lifestyle, I call it a diet because it can mean that in two ways. Not a fad diet, but the diet that you intake every day um, will get you to where you need to be. And I feel like this program will supply that for you and give that to you
Absolutely.
and make it easy, especially when you're working and you're busy and you're parenting and you're doing life and it's coming at you a million miles a minute. You have an opportunity to have something that's already prepped for you, already laid out. Someone who's saying, "Hey, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can get that job done." Because everybody doesn't have a supportive spouse or a supportive cousin or
Right.
friend or whatever. So I feel like this will be a great program in that aspect as well.
And I'm gonna add two more things to that too.
Go ahead. Hmm.
One thing, we work out. Wes and I work out. I like to work out. It makes me feel accomplished. It makes me feel like I am doing something. Like it just makes me feel good. You don't have to
Right.
work out on this program. My coach lost all of her weight without working out. She just recently
Wow.
started working out because she wants to see if she can tighten her body up before, just by working out before having surgery or anything like that. So, so you don't have to work out at all. Like I lost
Right.
all that weight over quarantine and we didn't work out at all. We didn't have the opportunity. The gyms were closed. They didn't open
Right.
up here until June and we didn't start going until September again
Wow.
because we had my daughter with me. So we were like, let's just wait it out a little bit, wait till school starts back and then we'll go back to the gym. But I didn't work out from February all the way to September.
And you still lost all that weight
Still
because
lost all that weight.
oh wow, it happens in the kitchen. Wow, that's awesome. So,
Yep.
you know, like, people, and even folks who are not, like, they feel like, oh, I'm not physically fit enough. You can still do this program. It sounds like I
Absolutely.
can still do this program, even if I can't run on a treadmill or get up on it. And it's not safe to anyway right now with COVID to even
Mm-mm.
be out there at the gym running if you don't have to,
Right.
because you can work out from home if that's something you really want to do.
Hmm.
But yeah, so absolutely, I know that that's a good way to get started. It seems like the program will be able to supply you and get you to where you need to go without a whole lot of strenuous exercise. 'Cause I think people are scared of that too, right? They go in and get
Yep.
intimidated by the folks that's in the gym. Oh, and those people have been there for years or maybe months or whatever before you, and you just feel so intimidated. Because I remember going
Absolutely.
into the gym the first time and feeling like, oh wow, everybody's running way faster than I am on this treadmill. Everybody's lifting all these weights and looking like, running up this stuff and looking like they ain't breaking a sweat. And I'm over here like dying, on this treadmill and it's on like three. And I'm like,
Right. Yeah.
so anyway, but yeah, so it's all good. I love it. I think this program is a good idea. I think it'll help folks. So you guys make sure you guys get in contact with her. Like I said, I'll leave her information in the comments for you guys to be able to reach out to them. And is any last words, anything else that you would like to say to the ladies tonight, Susie?
I just want to say thank you so much for letting me share tonight. I'm so excited to get to know you more and all those who are interested. I want to help. That's what I'm here for. I honestly just want to help to make sure that people can get healthy. I know that sometimes these kinds of nutrition programs can be an investment, but the best place to invest is your health.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, ladies. Well, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. For those who did tune in with us tonight, thank you again, Miss Susie, for coming on here and talking about your journey. It's amazing, and I'm wishing you more and more happiness with that, and all the things that you're getting ready to do. And just congratulations on what you've already done. And I'm wishing you well with all your new clients that you will get and everything you got going on. I'm looking forward to seeing even more results.
Absolutely. I appreciate you so much.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, thank you guys, and I will see you guys back next week. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you.